a universe you wouldn't believe.
Yet another week and another 30 plus PSVR2 games on sale. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, that way you can save, because I do these sales videos every week, if not every 2 weeks, whenever Sony puts the PlayStation VR2 games on sale. And I have to kick off with one of the biggest comebacks in video game history. I'm talking about No Man's Sky. It's normally $79.99, it's 60% off, making this one $31.99. And over 93,000 people have rated this 3.88 out of 5 stars, and those ratings absolutely would have accounted for it, the ratings at launch, and this is considered the worst launch ever in video game history as well. But since 2016, they've released 28 major updates, and I do have to say this game is not for everybody, in the sense that it is so overwhelming right from the get-go, no joke. It is one of the best survival games ever made. You literally begin on some random planet having to actually repair your ship, that way you can leave the planet and then start figuring everything out from there, and they take you step by step through everything. But in the very beginning, the first few years, there really wasn't much to it, just exploring, mining, collecting resources, building some stuff, and then they included bases and whatnot. But then they just kept growing the game with all of these massive updates, as you're seeing right here. And after playing this for what, 6-7 years, they had this Echoes update that was built for the foveated rendering on PSVR2, and oh my, I had to cover this, like 2 videos literally showing everybody how different the game actually was just from this one update. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's amazing. You can use your right stick, clicking and holding, and then twisting left and right, and it turns it horizontally. And then left and right barrel rolls, just like you would use on a HOTAS flight stick for your PlayStation. Hit the options button, and then you go to control, and then down here you're gonna see ship stick twist. You want that enabled, and then ship stick preference is stick rolls ship. When you twist horizontally, that's how you turn horizontally, twisting the stick like this, left and right. When I turn to barrel roll and then pull up, that's how you do that shit, which you can't get when you have the standard default settings on. You won't be able to fly like this, man, which feels so good. Might make you a bit sick at first, just because you gotta get acclimated. I'm gonna go upside down now. Oh yeah, how awesome, right? That's just using my right stick. Right here, when you're looking at your radar, every planet is a giant ball. Those ships that you're seeing to your left here, green trails, those are ships. They're like squares on your radar. This is how you level your ship out. I'm facing this direction. You can see the cone. So just twisting and then pulling up to level that planet, and that is our space station, that diamond. Your freighters will be purple rectangles. So I'm just gonna line up the base directly in front of my ship in the distance. You can't even see it. Right there. See how I lined it right up? If you stare straight, I know I can see it. It's such a small dot. There it is. And all I have to do, again, no HUD, nothing. I'm just gonna blast myself over there, and it's gonna snap to the closest icon. Jeez, look at how clear everything is. And there's our space station. Oh my goodness. Oh man, look at that. Wow. Oh, look at that. I can see those faint clouds on the planet. Incredible. Oh, I'm getting locked on. Let me show you an example. So let's wait until they attack me. I'm looking at my radar only. Ready? Watch this. No idea where they're coming from. Oh, I just saw a circle there. That must be where they're coming from. Yep. Look at this. Oh, it's so clean. Okay, so I'm looking at the radar again. You can see he's the red line. Unlike the Tooth of Friends, he's red. See, it says the Bard of the Ancients. It shows his shield. That's the enemy that I have currently locked on. I say locked on. I think I have to manually aim. But look at this. Look how easy this is, man. Boom! And I'm looking at it again. He's right behind me. And boom, he's right there. So much easier to follow people instead of spinning your head around, feeling sick, trying to line people up. No, man, you can do this. You can do it. So I'm going to check my shield, because my thing's going crazy. Yeah, 12%. See how it's flashing red? And it's not anymore? So I even know that my shields are going down because my whole ship is flashing red. Again, amazing. I wish they'd tell you guys about this stuff, and I wish I didn't have to discover it. Like, they should be showing this in the trailers, right? Seriously, like, you had all these kick-ass features, and they've been around for a while. But, you know, even the Echoes trailer, I don't think I saw anything advertised. PSVR 2, foveated rendering. They might have just said it briefly in the top left corner, faintly. Versus, do a trailer for us, man. Tell us what we can do in this game already, because it's awesome. Seriously, go down. He's smoking on fire. Like, how much easier that is. No joke. Awesome. And it feels like just a month ago they released the World's Part 1 update, which completely transformed the entire game yet again. But we're now on The Cursed, and this is for the Halloween Expedition number 16. On their official website, they're saying that they're embracing the spookier side of the No Man's Sky universe, drawing upon threads first established way back in Atlas Rises, when ancient portals began to open and the boundaries between realities first began to crumble. Players will have to fight to keep a grip on reality while haunted by visions and voices from another dimension. The Cursed takes place in a sort of twilight realm, straddling the boundary between one reality and the next. Haunting voices leaking from another dimension will provide guidance, information, strange blueprints, and mystery. It is up to you to decide who these voices belong to, where they are coming from, and if they're to be trusted. And what's really unique about this is that travelers will not have access to hyperdrive technology, meaning no warping between star systems. Instead, interstellar travel can only take place via the ancient portal network. And unlike No Man's Sky, the actual game, where you're trying to survive all these different hazards and environments, The Curse pits you against a single more insidious threat, the weakening of the boundaries of reality. And that is just scratching the surface of what this offers. Again, this is the latest update. I haven't touched upon all of the major updates that have happened since the beginning of the game. If you've never played No Man's Sky and you've only watched or heard other people talk about this on the PSVR 2, you're going to be blown away. And if you're into sci-fi in any shape whatsoever, Star Trek, all that stuff, this is a dream come true. And if you have friends that actually can play with you, oh my goodness, I think you can have up to 16 people legit in the same solar system, I believe, on consoles, 32 on PC, I think, if not higher. So at this sale, that's excellent. If anything, you can actually find the original game probably in some sort of pawn shop for 10 or 15 bucks. And you do get a free upgrade with the game. You know, you can totally choose however you want to do this, but the next game has actually only had positive reception, and then they just did a remake of the original. I'm talking about Arizona Sunshine 2 Deluxe Edition. It's normally $66.99. It's 30% off, making it $46.89. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 4% more, making it $44.21 total. 1.9 thousand people rated this 4.52 out of 5 stars, with almost 90% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And with this Deluxe Edition, you do get the exclusive Undead Buddy skin, as you're seeing here, as well as the exclusive Freddy Flesh Hand skin, and the exclusive Doggy Weapon Charm, which I don't think it does anything in the game. It could just be this decorative thing, but anyone again in the comment section that knows what that does.
Hey there, nice to meet you, little guy. Want to be friends?
I love that you can actually play with a friend, 2-player full campaign co-op, and you can as well have up to 3 other friends play a 4-player co-op horde mode. But from what I'm hearing, already everything that the game provides, that is absolutely worth full price. But again, I can't speak to this from personal experience.
Hey, buddy, bark twice if you know how to fly a 737. Nothing to see here. We gotta team up here, buddy. Ooh, toilet gun. Yeah.
And the other zombie apocalypse VR co-op game they're offering is Left 4 Dead in VR. We're talking about After the Fall Complete Edition. It's normally $39.99. It's 50% off, making it $19.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $15.99 total. And almost 1,000 people have rated this 3.9 out of 5 stars. But I do think it would have a higher rating based on what everyone's saying online and in the comments section, truly. With this complete edition, what that means is on the PSVR 1, they did have 3 major updates for the game that is now included with the PSVR2 version as well. This is a massive upgrade to the game where you're getting the full field of view here, as well as the 4K HDR support, along with the PSVR2 Sense haptics and the headset haptics, along with the adaptive triggers. I do believe the game has been completely transformed for the PSVR2 platform. Everything I'm hearing anyway. There are 3 ways to play: solo, 4-player co-op, and the competitive Tundra Dome. You're going to explore the Sub-Zero LA in a mission-based campaign, slay massive hordes, brutal specials, and towering bosses. Craft, upgrade, and wield dozens of weapons with real-life movements. Right on, I hope that's manual reload, I'm guessing. Decades have passed since the apocalypse turned 1980s Los Angeles into a snow-crested wasteland, overrun by mutated undead. Starting out in an underground camp with up to 32 other player survivors, you take up arms as a new harvest runner. Your mission, venturing out above ground to expand the line's reach into the city and fuel mankind's survival for another day. Welcome to the line. Sounds very cool. I do believe this would be best with friends, but I'm guessing it is still fun to play solo. And every time I bring this up on sale, someone in the comment section always pipes in and says, yes, the community's awesome, the game's a lot of fun, and everyone should check this out, especially at that sale price. Sounds really good, man. And the next most bizarre game that's supposed to be a lot of fun with the VR combat. This is Paint the Town Red VR. It's normally $26.99. It's 35% off, making it $17.54. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $14.84 total. Already, almost 1,700 people have rated this 4.43 out of 5 stars, with over 85% ranking this 4 or 5 out of 5. Awesome. Paint the Town Red VR brings the chaotic first-person melee combat into VR with unprecedented control. A fully immersive experience that places you directly into the world of Paint the Town Red, with a host of new features designed to take full advantage of VR. Wield the vast array of weapons with a new level of precision. Execute jabs, swings, and slices with 1-to-1 precision as you fight for your survival. Dual wield weapons for devastating combinations, and plan your attacks with the spatial awareness only possible in VR. Interact dramatically with the world around you. Grab and throw objects with real-life movements. React quickly to incoming attacks by blocking and dodging, or use your fists to strike down your voxel-based enemies. The intuitive physics and VR controls take the action to all new heights, making the experience more visceral than ever before. Explore the madness firsthand as you are transported into the heart of action-packed brawls of the scenarios, the fiercely competitive combat waves of the arena, and the harrowing depths of the epic roguelike beneath. A host of accessibility options and ways to customize the experience will allow you to make the game perfectly suit your VR setup and maximize your comfort. That all sounds awesome. It really does. And everyone in the comments in the past, anytime this game's been on sale, has said you need to grab this game right away. That said, the next game I can recommend from experience, and I do believe it is the best combat in any video game ever. I'm talking about Hellsweeper VR Deluxe Edition. It's normally $53.49. It's 40% off, making this $32.09. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $29.41. With 545 people rating it, it scored 4.28 out of 5 stars, with over 80% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. With this deluxe edition, you are getting the mythic Hellhound skin, the VR official soundtrack, and the digital art book. And I do have to say, I did pre-order this game and I got the deluxe edition. I have not used any of that stuff, so you do not need the deluxe edition to totally enjoy this game. But at this price, you know, this is cheaper than the actual regular game at regular price. And the developers are always listening. Ever since the game was launched, you know, a lot of people are upset, me included. I didn't play it when it launched. I waited for the actual patch when they included foveated rendering, and I have to say again, I'm super happy that I waited, because when I played the game, oh my, it was incredible and still is. Currently, they just released the Resurgence update that includes the chick from Sariento and the most voted for weapon, which is the katana. And as you're seeing quickly in this trailer here, it looks like you're actually combining that katana with all of your weapons. I have not checked this out yet, but it looks incredible. And just looking at the roadmap here, you're seeing this Alliance update that's supposed to be coming out in December, which has another new game mode for single and co-op, including a new mini boss with more weapon skins and and map updates. And just to speak to this again, I haven't even touched co-op, but you're seeing here in the trailer, you actually combine your weapons and your powers together. So again, changing the whole strategy. And when I say this game is the best combat in any video game I've ever played, just watching right here, this is only possible in the VR medium, where I'm raising my arms to do a somersault flip and then real time slows down so I can actually look around and shoot all of my enemies. So yes, I cannot recommend this enough. It literally does feel like an extension of my body now, and I do have to say I'm playing in room scale VR, and I did have to tweak those settings for hours to get what I needed in order to actually have that experience where I'm feeling like it's an extension of my body. However, the next game is for all of you multiplayer online battle arena players. This one's called Mecha Party. It's normally $26.99. It's 50% off, making it $13.49. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it $8.09 total. And 35 people have rated this 3.97 out of 5 stars, with over half the audience giving it 5 out of 5. And I have to say, I'm not into the MOBA online multiplayer battle arena games, essentially. However, everyone online is saying that it is a lot of fun, and they were totally surprised. So this legit supports up to 3 versus 3 and has seasoned player versus player combat. From long range shooting to melee combat, mechas have a variety of skills. It totally reminds me of that game called Overwatch. I've never played it before, but that is the multiplayer online battle arena type game. The story goes that it's the 21st century and robotics have taken the world by storm with robots and AI and are ever present in people's daily lives. Interesting. Toy companies, having recognized the true potential of this technological wonder, have introduced robot model toys equipped with state-of-the-art VR operating systems, allowing users to immerse themselves in epic virtual battles. Simultaneously, players are assisting the development of AI combat models in hopes of expanding the business into the military sector, establishing the first ever robot battle league, the Mecha Party. So that's really weird because we're almost there. Literally, I'm playing VR. I don't know if I'm assisting the military by accident or not. It kind of reminds me of that Arrested Development episode where Buster's, taking down people with drones, not realizing he's not playing a video game.
And his childlike inability to distinguish between games and reality.
But yeah, that's very neat, the premise anyway. But that's why you're seeing these toy skins on these mechs instead of, the futuristic military mech style here. Now, if you want the single-player mech experience, you can totally get Big Shots. It's normally $26.99. It's 40% off, making it $16.19 total. With 94 people rating it, it scored 4.28 out of 5 stars, with over 80% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And the story for this game is that an experiment has gone wrong, unleashing a relentless alien invasion, plunging humanity into chaos. Price Inc. initiated the Big Shots initiative to fight the invaders. This is where you come in, rookie. Become a big shot and take on the pivotal role of an alien exterminator. As you gear up and evolve your mech, you'll venture deeper into infested areas in search of the source of all this mayhem. Exterminations can be done solo or side by side with a fellow Big Shot. Right on. When teamed up, working together is key to holding off alien scum and getting the job done. Cross-platform play is supported, so none of your friends will be left out. Evolve your humble mech with upgrades during runs, bringing the ultimate alien exterminator in your crazy roguelike adventure. Explore the possibilities and combinations from the upgrades presented to you, or change your loadout with the permanent upgrades that you can acquire in the shop back at the hangar. Big Shots is a fresh take on the popular wave shooter and roguelike genre in virtual reality, and the game touts to have this unlimited mobility. Now the next game, I've had a few of you guys request me to play it, so it is next on my list. I'm talking about Red Matter. It's normally $26.99. It's 25% off, making it $20.24. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $18.89 total. And almost 1,200 people have rated this 4.66 out of 5 stars, with over 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. And yes, I do have to say, I did play it on the PSVR 1 years ago, and I do remember the whole game was a lot of fun. I just don't remember the puzzles, to be honest with you. But I do have to play this before I check out Red Matter 2. For all of you that are unsure about what the game is about, it really is an environmental puzzle-based game that can last maybe a handful of hours, I want to say. That's what it felt like for me. But the entire time playing the game was a lot of fun, so it definitely felt worth the price. But I do have to say, the game does go on sale a lot, and it also comes in this Red Matter collection collection, including both games. So if you've never played this before, you don't own it, I highly recommend you just get that Red Matter collection while you're at it. And even though this game was one of the best on the PSVR 1, the Red Matter 2 is supposed to be one of the best on PSVR 2. So yes, I just want to play this before I play Red Matter 2 essentially. And the next must-have game that everyone's been talking about and I don't have personally, this one's called Walkabout Mini Golf. This is the Lost Cities bundle. It's normally $33.49. It's 25% off, making it $25.11. And almost 1,800 people have rated this 4.69 out of 5 stars, with almost everyone giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And with this Lost Cities bundle, you are getting the base game, which already includes 8 unique 18-hole courses to master. You can totally play solo, 1 versus 1 online quick matches, or create a private room with up to 8 players. And speaking of which, these 5 DLCs that you're about to own, if you get this, anyone can play on those maps even if they don't own it. They just can't play with their special putters they've unlocked in other maps, and they can't play any of the treasure hunts on those maps. They can only play the mini golf, which is awesome. Again, everyone can play, cross-platform too. Each one you can unlock this night mode that includes a more challenging course. And of course, the most important feature here is the extremely accurate physics that feel just like the real thing. Everyone everywhere has been saying that everything about this game is amazing. And as you're playing through, you're going to collect these custom balls hidden throughout each map. You can solve treasure hunts on each hard course to earn special putters. This does support cross-play. You can choose teleport and smooth locomotion, and you have the ability to just fly around like a broomstick, which style. And don't forget, the main game includes the driving range, practice screen, and more. And the game does feature custom avatars featuring lip sync as you're talking and a quadrillion plus combinations. Very interesting. And now back to those 5 courses. With this Lost Cities bundle, you are getting Atlantis, El Dorado, Temple of Zerzura, Shangri-La, and Gardens of Babylon. Not one negative review for Walkabout Mini Golf. If anything, I can't believe I waited this long to get the game, to be honest with you. It is because I'm waiting for my wife to get her PS5 and PSVR 2. And for those of you that love the Walkabout Mini Golf and want some more courses, they are offering one more on sale. This one's called Alfheim, Land of the Elves. It's normally $5.49. It's 40% off, making it $3.29 total. And the next game is taking the traditional jigsaw puzzles to the next level. I'm talking about Puzzling Places. It's normally $26.99. It's 40% off, making it $16.19 total. And as you're seeing here, it does show that there's a free trial. This does not come up as a demo on the PlayStation Store. I do believe you have to log online or on your PlayStation Store app, get it from there, and then you can play the actual free trial. But just to show you really quick, all of the DLC that's currently available for Puzzling Places. This is incredible, honestly. I think there's like 30 some different packs going on. So yes, this is a testament to the amount of love and support for this game, and it continues to grow. And 895 people have rated this 4.71 out of 5 stars, with 94% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And what makes Puzzling Places so unique is that you're putting together these hyper-realistic miniatures of beautiful places from around the globe. Enter the meditative flow of puzzling and enjoy each place coming alive with their unique and immersive soundscapes. This is a modern take on an age-old pastime that's fun for the whole family thanks to its simple gameplay and easy controls. The game features 25 plus unique puzzles created from detailed photogrammetry 3D scans of real locations, and each puzzle is available in 25, 50, 100, 200, and 400 pieces. And as you're seeing here is a complete list of all the different puzzles you are getting in this base game. I already heard the game was photorealistic looking to begin with, and then I heard they had this patch that made it even better looking, sharper. I'm not too sure what. And then the co-op mode was recently released, I do believe, or is coming super soon. So yes, the amount of content you're getting for that price is awesome. And the next game, I can speak from experience, I totally feel like this is the best music-based rhythm game in VR. I'm talking about Synth Riders. It's normally $33.49. It's 30% off, making it $23.44. That said, if you are a PlayStation Premium member, it is now a part of the catalog, so do not buy this game. As well, if you do own this on the PSVR 1, you can get a free upgrade, and it is an upgrade. Substantial, for sure. I know, because I played the crap out of it on PSVR 1, and when I played it on PSVR 2, wow, the colors, the HDR, the vibrance, the clarity, the sharpness, even that full room scale tracking now. The game, as well as getting a lot of love and support with all this DLC that's included. None of it's on sale right now, but the base game that I've been playing for years does include 74 plus tracks and a multiplayer mode, which I actually haven't checked out yet, but I will again when I get my second PS5. And now having that PSVR 2 sense control haptics when you touch those balls. Speaking of which, anybody who's never played before, I'm just going to quickly explain the game because it's really simple. You have 2 hands, 2 different colors for each hand. You do have to connect that color with the ball you're seeing on screen, so it's forcing your hands to go in specific spots. If you connect your hand right in the center of the ball, you're going to get more points. You can actually include a modifier that gives you even more points if you include force behind your hits. When you see a track come up, a line, you're just going to hold your hand in that spot and keep it there as precise as possible to get the most amount of points, as your other hand is either doing the same thing or hitting another ball. When you see the yellow ball, you're just connecting your 2 hands together like this, and then you're hitting the ball with both hands. If you see a green ball, you get to choose right or left hand, but you have to finish that chain of green balls with the same hand. And the other thing you're doing is just dodging the obstacles that are coming your way. But what's really uniquely awesome, if you just allow your body to move to the music, you'll see that the game forces you to dance, and I don't dance. So for this game to get me to actually move my body like it is, it's just crazy, honestly. So I get an awesome workout out of it. I feel great. And then the actual songs, I just have to say, they stick with you. I wasn't expecting that, where I'm hearing the songs in my head and it makes me want to come back and play the game again and again. And then on the PSVR 2, to just think it's being upgraded, I can play it again. No, it's totally revamped. So yes, if you own this game, do pop this back in and check it out because it is so much fun. The next game I've never played before, however, it is the third in a trilogy and I loved the first 2. I'm talking about Pixel Rip 1978 and Atari Adventure. It's normally $33.49. It's 40% off, making it $20.09. But if you're a PlayStation Premium member, you can check out the game for 1 hour. But with 199 people rating it 4.13 out of 5 stars, 75% of the audience gave it 4 or 5 out of 5. And if it's anything like Pixel Rip 1989 and Pixel Rip 1995, I will absolutely love this game. This one sets you in the golden age of Atari, as you're caught in the eye of the hurricane in a wacky time-traveling adventure where you are one of the main programmers at Atari and have to get inside the game to prevent history from being rewritten by a pesky supervillain. Of course, that has to be the Cyblin Lord. The game features first-person shooter puzzles along with power-ups and abilities to help you traverse your journey, and the Pixel Rip series has been notoriously really clever when it comes to the nostalgia and then nailing it completely. This one claims to be a callback to the amazing Atari classics such as Millipede, Yar's Revenge, Sword Quest, Tempest, Fast Freddy, asteroids, crystal castles, and much more. So I do own the game. I do have to pop this in sooner than later and let you guys know what I think, because I did love 1989 and 95. They were amazing. And what's really cool, unlike 89 and 95, this game was made for the next gen VR system. So I'm totally excited to check it out and see what this looks like. I know all cartoons again look amazing in the PSVR 2 headset. And speaking of Atari, this actually is another one remastered for the PSVR 2. We're talking about Akka Arrh. It's normally $26.99. It's 55% off, making it $12.14. And with 79 people rating it, it scored 4.48 out of 5 stars, with 86% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And because I had no idea what the game was until it was released for PSVR 2, the actual PlayStation Store description simply says that you're a turret desperately fighting off swarms of inbound attackers. If enemies penetrate your perimeter, you need to zoom into close range combat and beat them back, adjusting to a completely different perspective in the blink of an eye. Welcome to Jeff Minter's Akka Arrh. This is supposed to be pure arcade bliss. You'll be thrown directly into the action where combos, high scores, and survival are your only goals. Create massive chains of enemy explosions and rack up ammo for precision shots to keep a combo and your rings or life force protected. Lose them all and it's game over. And this touts to have 50 unique levels, so you can totally start from the beginning like classic arcade action, or you can pick up from where you left off to power through to the end. And for those of you that are worried about the photosensitivity, all those flashing lights, you can actually turn that off, so that's very cool on their part, again adding to the audience. But I will totally want all of those visual effects on with that 4K HDR. Again, that's got to be a trip. Now the next game, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this to go on sale. I call this more of an experience than a game. I'm talking about Kayak VR Mirage. It's normally $30.99. It's 30% off, making it $21.69. That said, if you're a PlayStation Plus Premium member, it is now part of your catalog, so do not buy this game. With over 2,000 people rating it, it scored 3.63 out of 5 stars. And you can see it's a completely mixed bag here, but I can speak to this from experience. If you were expecting some sort of game, it really isn't. I feel like, you're going through these beautiful locations on a kayak and it looks photorealistic, legit. I was quite blown away, to be honest with you, how everything just looked. What I wasn't anticipating is the movement in the water bobbing up and down. I'm a VR veteran, but I did get a subtle bit of motion sickness, not actually wanting to puke or anything like that, but yes, definitely thrown off within half hour of playing. But the game totally offers comfort settings, so you don't have to worry about that. I just think I left it at the utmost realistic that I possibly could. But I did go through each location, and again, they were beautiful, but after going through once, I was kind of like, But just recently, they did release the new patch that includes the full multiplayer mode with the full avatar. They're not these cartoony looking characters. They look like real people. So that's really cool that they spent the time and actually made that look amazing. This whole time, I thought the multiplayer mode was racing against somebody at all times, but no, it looks like you can casually just hang out with each other as you're going through the courses. So really cool that they did this. Awesome. And they do let you know you can optionally connect your controllers to a stick to give it more of an immersive feel. So when I go to play this again, I'm going to try and do that if I can. And then of course they did just release this Soca Valley DLC. It's not on sale by itself at the moment. However, you can get the game bundle. It's normally $37.49. It's 25% off, making it $28.11. And with this new DLC, it does include the Whitewater experience, where you're going to explore the beautiful valley in Slovenia, known for its iconic green water, mountain vistas, and lush nature. Take on a new thrilling challenge by paddling down Whitewater Rapids or explore the nature of the serene valley at your own pace. Looks absolutely beautiful. Now the next game just came out fairly recently, and it looks like a simulation for all of you skiers out there. This one's called Snow Scout. It's normally $26.99. It's 20% off, making it $21.59. 64 people have rated this 4.69 out of 5 stars, with over 90% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Awesome. On the PlayStation Store description, it says, in this exploration adventure on skis, you start on a 1-week stint as a volunteer for the Snow Scouts. Your task is to prepare a small ski resort in the German-speaking Alps for reopening. During your 7-day stint, you're guided by the radio in this remote and majestic mountain wilderness. The lifelike simulation of skiing makes movement through vast landscapes feel natural and real, even in limited VR play spaces. I will be checking out the room scale VR and seeing how that actually plays out. I'm very curious. Cross-country skiing as well as descent runs are featured as competitive events with online leaderboards. Awesome. Communicate with your friendly superior through an innovative communication system. The game offers a full story mode with over 3 hours of recorded narration. fun. 20 ski races and lots of side tasks to complete. Wow, that sounds awesome. I've never skied before, so I don't have any attachment to skiing, but I am definitely curious in checking this out. And the next game I've seen on sale a handful of times now, and it's only received actually really good reviews. I'm talking about the Tale of Onogoro. It's normally $46.99. It's 30% off, making it $32.89. With 118 people rating it, it scored 4.19 out of 5 stars, with almost 80% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. In this game, you were summoned to the sacred place of Onogoro Island in a parallel world by Haru, a shrine maiden who needs your assistance. Wielding the sacred relics, celestial weapons, travel around Onogoro Island with Haru and stop the plot of a traitor. Work together with Haru to solve sprawling puzzles and defeat giant beasts called kami that are blocking your path. A grand adventure depicting the bond between you and Haru awaits in this uniquely Japanese VR action adventure. And from everything I'm reading, the best way to summarize this game is a first-person puzzle shooter, and apparently a lot of fun at that. Essentially, you're going to work with Haru to deactivate the large puzzle-like barriers blocking your path. Teamwork is key, as some objects can only be used by one of you, and then together you will discover how to quell each of the giant kami. Save the world with Haru, a shrine maiden who quells the kami. Now, if that interests you, you can actually get the soundtrack edition. It's normally $53.99. It's 30% off, making it $37.79. And you can pause right now and check out who was actually involved in the soundtrack for the game if that interests you. And the next game is made by the same developers and won a lot of awards on the PSVR 1. This one's called Last Labyrinth. It's normally $39.99. It's at 30% off, making it $27.99. 239 people have rated this 4.3 out of 5 stars, with over 80% scoring at 4 or 5 out of 5. Essentially, the whole game is a collection of escape rooms where you're sitting, you're actually locked into the chair as you're working with this girl here who can move around the room and then solve the puzzles to continue on to each room. But it did win a lot of awards on the PSVR 1, so this could be a lot of fun. I have no idea, I've never played this before. And if you want to grab the Tale of Onogoro and Last Labyrinth, you can get the VR Adventure Pack. It's normally $73.49, it's 30% off, making it $51.44. And the next game that's on sale is related to Silent Hill in the PS2 era. This one's called Organ Quarter. It's normally $33.49. It's 30% off, making it $23.44 total. 159 people have rated it 4.08 out of 5 stars, with over 75% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Uncover what has gripped and twisted the Organ Quarter. After weeks and months of isolation in your apartment, something has infected the city. Everything has become twisted by a disease that may or may not have a motive. Explore a city that has become a wasteland and body horror nightmare full of surreal puzzles and grotesque beings. This includes spatial and physical puzzles that toy with hand-tracked VR systems. Right on. All within a self-contained story where you delve into the heart of what has twisted the city. Again, anyone in the comment section who's played Organ Quarter, please pipe in. In the past, when I've mentioned this on sale, a few of you have said this game is absolutely actually worth the game at full price. Now, the next game, I can speak from experience. It was on the PSVR 1 and you can pay a small upgrade fee. We're talking about A Fisherman's Tale. It's normally $19.99. It's 50% off, making it $9.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making your total $7.99. 646 people have rated this 4.37 out of 5 stars, with over 85% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And yes, back in the day, I have not played it on PSVR 2. It was a lot of fun on PSVR 1. It was a Russian doll-based environmental puzzle game where you're seeing yourself in the micro and macro version and having to work with yourself to solve the puzzles. So very cool concept back in the day. Loved it. I do believe this would be just as fun, if not look much better, on the PSVR 2, and the tracking, you can use your whole body to turn. That's probably going to work, I would assume. But I don't know if I can recommend anyone getting it nowadays with all the different games going on, even during this sale. So they did make a sequel to the game. I have yet to play it, but I'm totally interested in getting it. And for all of you that do not own Part 1 and want both of the games, you can get the Fisherman's Tales bundle. It's normally $39.99. It's 50% off, making it $19.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $15.99. And of course, this includes that second game. And unlike Part 1 that did win a lot of awards, Part 2 does use your body as the puzzle piece. Essentially, you're detaching your body and trying to solve puzzles in your environment that way. So it does change things up, but it looks way better than part 1 from what I'm seeing. But I have heard the second one is a lot of fun to play. It's just not as good as the first one was. Anyone in the comments section that has played both games, do you agree that the second one isn't as good as part 1 from what I'm reading? The next game is going to appeal to a lot of people who love watching the TV series. I'm talking about Doctor Who: The Edge of Time. It's normally $17.49. It's 30% off, making it $12.24. And with 112 people rating it, it scored 3.9 out of 5 stars, with just under half the audience giving it 5 out of 5 stars here.
This is the story of how you died.
And because I have not watched any episodes of Doctor Who, I cannot speak to any of this stuff, but the PlayStation Store description does say, a new mysterious enemy threatens to tear apart the universe, and only you can stop them. Players will solve mind-bending puzzles, grapple with iconic monsters, and encounter new horizons in a quest to find the Doctor and defeat a powerful force that threatens to destroy the fabric of reality. That's a mouthful. You get to pilot the TARDIS, team up with the Doctor, and travel through space and time to new horizons. Experience the world of Doctor Who like never before and interact with tools such as the sonic screwdriver. I'm guessing that's a thing in the TV series. This is actually voice acted by the 13th Doctor herself, played by Jodie Whittaker. And it also includes authentic music, props, sets, title sequence, and Doctor Who Easter eggs. Right on. Stand against iconic baddies including the infamous Daleks, and even come face to face with brand new, never before seen monsters. Includes Time Lord Victorious, where you get to explore the 10th Doctor's TARDIS and hunt for 8 new Doctor Who collectibles. Sounds really cool. I mean, I don't know again anything about this, but for all of you that totally love the Doctor Who, they are offering Complete Doctor Who Collection. It's normally $46.99. It's 50% off, making it $23.49. So it does include that PSVR 2 game, Doctor Who Edge of Time, but as well 2 PS4 flat screen games. So I'm just showing you what they offer. I only recommend the PSVR 2 game that they have on sale. But again, I'm not a fan of the show. I've never watched any of this stuff. For those of you that do love it, you might want it all. Next game on sale has been around for a few years now and does have a lot of good reviews. I'm talking about Cosmodread. It's normally $19.99. It's 35% off, making it $12.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $11.99 total. 190 people have rated this 3.75 out of 5 stars. And you can totally see it is quite mixed here, and I can speak to this from experience.
And patient number 247. They found this one in the automated shuttle floating outside our ship. Lacerations, 2 fractured ribs.
Again, years ago, this would have been a lot better compared to other games that are currently available. But at the sale price, I gotta say, yeah, I can recommend that actually for like 12 Canadian for sure. It did take about 5 or 6 hours to get through the entire game. And it is a roguelike, but as you're going through, you're actually able to keep some of the weapons you were upgrading and crafting before. So each run becomes easier and easier. But really, it is a simple game where you're exploring this deserted spaceship and you have these enemies come at you as you're going through it, just trying to survive with limited resources. So that is the appeal here, but I was expecting more of the searching around, actually grabbing and using items. It had a bit of that, but not much, if that makes sense. As well, there was something really bizarre. I feel like I'm the only one talking about this, so heads up. Right in the beginning of the game, when you load it, the first menu you see, if you just stop and stare straight, you're going to see the screen slowly turns to the right. This does not happen throughout the entire game, and you only notice it if you just stop and stand still for a sec. You don't notice that when you're running around constantly doing stuff. So it does feel like a bare bones crafting, surviving game. A lot of great ratings again years ago, but I would not recommend it now at full price. But at the sale price, yeah, for 12 bucks, you will get 5-6 hours of play out of that. But there are a lot of other better games out there, just saying. And the next game that's on sale, I didn't even know existed up until now. We're talking about Horror Adventure Zombie Edition. Bracket PSVR 2. This one's normally $13.49. It's 80% off, making it $2.69 total. 1,348 people have rated it 3.36 out of 5 stars. Just under half the audience gave it 5, and just over a quarter gave it 1 out of 5. And I do not have an official trailer, but I am showing you somebody else's video right now so you can get a sense of what you're seeing. I'm including the link in the description to their actual channel there. The official PlayStation Store description says it's a zombie shooter set in a post-apocalyptic post-apocalyptic world. There's been an outbreak of a mysterious virus killing people and transforming them into zombies. As one of the few people left on the planet, experience what it's like to live in the city of the undead. Hunt in the world and find ways to survive. Kill the virus-infected people and protect your family. So the game does feature a single-player story with a full-fledged narrative campaign to give you a taste of what it's like to live in the post-apocalyptic world. It says that it includes heavy, physics-based, realistic interactions, including support for weapon pickup and reload. Support for more than 15 plus unlockable weapons throughout the story. I'd never heard of this game up until the sale, and just the last sale they did have another horror adventure game. It was just called Horror Adventure. Again, this is the zombie edition, and what's really cool, they do offer an actual demo for the game. So yeah, if you're unsure whether or not this game is for you, you can get the Horror Adventure Zombie Edition demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. And the other game that's heavily discounted, this one's called Space Explorer. Bracket PSVR 2. This one's normally $13.49. It's 80% off, making it $269 as well. And with over 1.2 thousand people rating this one, it scored 2.55 out of 5 stars. As you can see, with just over half the audience giving it 1 out of 5, but 30% did give it 5 out of 5. Very weird. The official description says, experience how spacecrafts lift off into orbit. Join the crew on space shuttle missions and assist in the servicing of the space station. Take a trip into orbit and experience the Earth from above. Encounter life on board the space station. Learn how to move in zero gravity and participate in spacewalks. Ooh, that'd be creepy. Take control of the shuttle in an accurate physics-based landing simulation. Space Explorer is a game as well as an educational simulation. Experience the thrill of viewing the Earth in orbit, which is unparalleled in virtual reality. Now, it claims that it features high-quality models and textures with smooth VR experience without any motion sickness. As well, it says scientifically accurate simulations and gameplay with multi-language support. And if you're unsure whether or not that appeals to you, you can check out the Space Explorer VR demo on the PlayStation Store right now. The next game is another simulator that was on the PSVR 1. I'm talking about Bartender VR Simulator. It's normally $26.99. It's 20% off, making it $21.59. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $20.24 total. Almost 400 people have rated this, giving it 2.3 out of 5 stars, with over half the audience giving it 1 out of 5 stars. And just under a quarter giving it 5. It does say, please note the PS5 version solves the vast majority of issues known for the PS4 edition. So the fact that they address this in the first paragraph on the description, again, I've said this in the past, I am surprised they're not offering an upgrade path whatsoever for this game. But the actual premise does appeal to me. It does say, working in 4 unique and professionally equipped virtual bars, you will experience the thrill of the art of bartending under the watchful eye of a 6-time bartending world champion. Begin your journey in a music club and learn how to make 4 basic drinks. Prove yourself and win the opportunity to train and work in the next location. Master more and more demanding drinks as you progress to new, unique bars. Earn the course completion certificate and take up a whole new challenge in the pro mode. Various bartending techniques, item destruction, juggling with bartending equipment, and drink ingredients. We serve it all in a super realistic quality. Who will earn the most money in each bar? Who will make a perfect drink in the shortest time? Who will earn the biggest tip for a single drink by mesmerizing the customers by using the flare technique? So really, I'm not too sure how this one plays out, if it's a lot of fun or not, but if the tracking is perfect like it is with every other game virtually, this should totally do what it's trying to intend to. And the next game that's been on the PSVR 1 for quite some time, this one's called Suicide Guy VR Deluxe. It's normally $13.49. It's 48% off, making it $7.01. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $6.33 total. 172 people have rated it 2.64 out of 5 stars, with just under half the audience giving it 1 and just over a quarter giving it 5 out of 5. So kind of mixed there. This is a puzzle-based game where I believe you're always falling asleep and you're trying to wake up from your nightmare by solving the puzzle and essentially committing suicide, I think. The actual store description says, find out the new custom levels that take full advantage of VR. Will your heart be able to take all these deaths at once? It's a first-person puzzle game like no other, where you'll have to find the way out of your own dreams using objects and tools that you'll obtain during your nap. This touts that it features new awesome levels that take full advantage of VR, full body locomotion, total physics control of all items, new incredible moves, be able to pick up items, throw them, activate mechanisms, and even burp. I'm assuming there was a flat screen game for this, and this is the VR description. A driving system designed for VR, teleport movement style extra option, and an important mission to accomplish. And the deluxe version just simply states that it was redesigned for PSVR 2, taking advantage of the new controls, but really not much more specific than that. And before we get into some region-specific sales, this is DLC available for everyone, and there are 2 packs for Drums Rock. The first one being Legendary Mix Volume 2. It's normally $10.99. It's 25% off, making it $8.24. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $7.69 total. And with this pack, you are getting 3 songs featured by Green Day, starting with American Idiot, Holiday, and The American Dream Is Killing Me. You're also getting I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles by The Proclaimers and Stricken by Disturbed. The second pack available for Drums Rock is called Undertale DLC. It's normally $4.99. It's 30% off, making it $3.49. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making your total $3.24. And of course, with this pack, you are getting the total Undertale theme here, beginning with the Undertale song, Hopes and Dreams, as well as Megalovania. As well, you're getting the exclusive Undertale drumsticks, Undertale hands, Undertale scene, Undertale drums. But I feel the most important feature you're getting here is unlocking the exclusive extreme difficulty. And this is for all songs, like every song released for Drums Rock. So again, adding a whole nother layer of difficulty, which I like to play all music-based rhythm games on Expert as much as possible, because you're hitting note for note, and that feels, to me, the most immersive. Now, there's 3 games that are available in the US and Canada and not in the UK, Europe, or Australia. Beginning with Captain Toonhead versus the Punks from Outer Space. It's normally $26.99. It's 35% off, making it $17.54. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $16.19 total. Only 31 people have rated this, but giving it 4.61 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Awesome. VR Scout has said Captain Toonhead might be the most over-the-top VR game ever. As well, VR GameFAQs has said one of the best tower defense games I've ever played in VR. And that's just it. This is an action tower defense game. You'll move all over the map, hammering away to upgrade towers, and this does look absolutely wacky and bizarre. Every character, every theme, all of it just looks so insanely weird. And you're supposed to balance the action with strategy, as shooting alone will not defeat the waves of cyber chickens and terra sharks. combine those pinata tower bombs with your throws in a very strategic way if you want to save the Enter cubes and defeat Nicola Voorhees' punk army. You know, I don't even know. I just know this is a tower action defense game, and everyone that has spoken to this, literally played the game, reviewed it, has gone on to say how much fun it is. I've never been into tower defense games personally, but yeah, this one definitely stands out amongst all of the others for sure just by looking at this. So weird. Anyone in the comments section that does own the game, has played it, can you please let us know your experience? That way we know whether or not to grab this at the sale price. And the next game I've seen on sale quite a few times now. This one's called The Murder of Sherlock Holmes. It's normally $18.99. It's 50% off, making it $9.49. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $8.54 total. Only 20 people have rated this, giving it 2.1 out of 5 stars, with 65% of the audience giving this 1 out of 5 and 20% giving it 5. Without knowing those ratings, I'm very intrigued by the PlayStation Store description, as it talks about solving the murder of Sherlock Holmes, but in a voxel-based world that is completely interactable. And what I mean by that is every object in this trailer, everything you can pick up, play with, use, whatever it is, from a pipe to a violin, you can interact with everything, and that's what makes VR uniquely special. So to see that rating and to know this game offers us, you know, I want to know what's going on. Is it glitchy? Does it not work? Are the controls janky? Anyone in the comment section, if you can speak to this game, please let us know. Why did the score so low? What's going on? Is it too short of a game? You know, I'm genuinely curious. And the PlayStation Store says that you solve an escape room within this dream world. You'll find objects that don't feel the pull of gravity and impossible mechanisms. You can do things you cannot do in the real world. The important thing isn't to escape, it's to solve the mystery. Very weird. And the next game, unfortunately, isn't getting the best ratings either. This one's called Grand Rush VR Highway Car Traffic Racing Simulator. It's normally $17.49. It's 30% off, making it $12.24. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $11.36 total. 183 people have rated this 1.64 out of 5 stars, with over 75% of the audience giving this 1 out of 5. Oof. And I did hear about this game before it went on sale. Without Parole did a quick review on it, and I do encourage you to check that out, because if you want to know about the game, Brian totally tells you completely exactly what to expect, unless the game's been heavily patched since. You know, oof, I'm not expecting that much, to be honest with you. But yes, do check out that review, because he covers it thoroughly for sure. And I totally put the link in the description for quick reference there. And the next game is only available in the UK, Europe, and Australia, not the US or Canada. This one's called Colossal Cave VR. It's normally $14.99. It's 40% off, making it $8.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $8.24 total. 47 people have rated this, with over 70% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. And as I'm showing you the trailer here, do understand this is a remake of a text-based RPG back in the 1970s. This is legit a point-and-click adventure, but reimagined for the flat screen and VR for the modern consoles, which is kind of crazy to think about. The description goes on to say, embark on a timeless journey through a sprawling cave system packed with treasures, creatures, mazes, and wits-defying puzzles. Through the cunning trial and error, you will crawl through tight squeezes, encounter impressive caverns, collect inventory, locate treasure, thwart dwarf attacks, all while keeping your eye on the score before your lamp goes out. Legit, dust off your vintage Colossal Cave maps from the 70s or 80s. They still work like a charm. When I read this description, I'm like, is this for real? So I looked online, Googled it, obviously, and yes, people have drawn out maps based on their experience trying to figure out where they are on this text-based RPG. So I had to show you guys right now. This is just somebody from Reddit, and then another one, I think, doing like an AutoCAD version of this, but holy, that's crazy. I mean, this looks amazing now that I've seen all of this background to it. So again, anyone who's played this game back in the day, you're probably gonna really enjoy this version, I would think. It does tout that the groundbreaking game is considered one of the most influential in history, establishing conventions that have become standard in the adventure game genre. It has been ported to just about every computer and console, played by millions, and inspired many other games, books, movies, and TV series. Interesting. Explore 14 distinct regions filled with magic, hidden secrets, breathtaking views, and cave-dwelling creatures of all types. Each area offers a unique and enchanting experience, and with over 20 individual achievements to find and accomplish, you'll be hooked for hours. So yes, if you love the idea of reliving this game in VR, or just altogether in general, you can actually get the flat screen and VR version bundled together. This one's normally $19.99. It's 40% off, making it $11.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $10.99 total. And that is all of the games and DLC on sale until Thursday, November 7th at 3 a.m. if you're in North America, or Wednesday at 7 p.m. if you're in the UK, Europe, or Australia. That said, if you guys like the video today or any of the sales videos I've been producing, please click that like button. And if you love what I'm doing with the channel, please subscribe to it. And for all of you that have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. Until the next one.